inflation, you're saying, okay, well, gas prices, let's go to beef. Beef prices were, $1 a pound, then they ran up to $5 a pound. Crazy. Okay, so now they're $6 a pound, and you're saying, okay, I thought Trump was going to make everything more cheaper. Well, what you have to understand about inflation, it's the acceleration of the price up. Okay, so think of it every year. If we had that 9% inflation rate at one point, well, then the next year we had 2%. It doesn't mean we gave it all back and then went 2% higher from there. No, it says we went 9, now we're up 2 more from there, so we're 11 plus the compounded piece of that. So it's bad. So you have to stay at a low compounding rate. So think every year we're going to have X amount of inflation. You want it as low as you can. The Fed's pegged 2%. Well, we're at 3.1, 3.2. So what's that going to tell us? Well, the Fed watches a bunch of things. And let's get to that, because that's all that's really going to matter this week. We can get jobs numbers coming in. We can get anything else. But once the war is over, I'll give you my predictions at the end of this. Another tool I want you guys to use is right through here. Go to the bls.gov. Okay, I don't care if you're a consumer, if you're watching this video, you're interested in this stuff. Check it out. It gives you all the news releases, like the other day, CPI, what it came in at, real average hourly earnings, San Antonio. It gives you everything you need. This is the facts, folks. Don't watch me. Don't watch this other CNBC. If you really want the truth, get these things. So check out those right through there, the jobs openings, numbers, and everything. It's basically a low hire, low fire. So let's now get over to what the Federal Reserve watches. I know I do this every day. So they watch inflation, the PCE. It's at 2.8. It's not 2. And it's probably higher than that once you get oil adjusted in here over the next reading. The next reading is going to be bad. Okay, because you're going to have oil at, averaging right now $9,500 a barrel. We were at 60. So you know the inflation number is going to come in. So the next reading, when it comes in higher, and the analyst said, well, this is unexpected. You guys know. This is why I watch TV sometimes. I'm sitting here saying, how did you not know this? I knew this. Okay, so let me get to the unemployment rate. Nobody knows what it is. So if you have a job, you're probably get another job where people are getting hammered. And I was just talking to a bunch of my sales guys. Is they have kids, and I have kids, but they're a little bit older. People in the 23 to 27% range, man, you guys are getting hammered right now. It's hard to get that first job. I had a tough time getting my first job, so it's hard getting that first job, and especially in this environment. If you have any mathematics degree of any sort or marketing, it's tough with AI. I use AI for all the tools. I had a buddy this weekend saying, okay, Dan, you used to have the common man thumbnails. It was you just sitting there with this, and now you're in a suit and tie and all this stuff. I'm like, it's AI. You just got to keep up with the times. So the unfortunate part about youngsters out there is it's tough. I get it. So, go into that first job. I was a collector downtown Chicago, minimum wage, chasing people who didn't pay on their radio. If they bought a radio, boombox or whatever, or a TV. Yeah, I was going home to home collecting payments for people that weren't paying. Yeah, that's how I started my job. I come out of college with an economics degree thinking, I'm moving from West Virginia to Chicago. I'm going to be a Wall Street titan. Well, a Chicago Street titan. And I end up being a collector downtown Chicago. So here I am today. But you have the unemployment rate. It's in some areas it's bad, some areas it's good. The trades right now, that's what my family was in. People are doing well. Friends of mine back home, welders, things like that. They're doing fantastic. So that's that piece of the puzzle. Let's get over to here. What's the Fed going to do? I'm going to tell you it's 100% chance. Well, you know what? Let's go down through here. It is a 99.1% chance the Federal Reserve is not going to do anything. So here's the kind of curveball with this thing. It's too early in the phase of this war. So let me give you my take on some of these. Let's get over the stock market, just see how it's up 500 points. So I kept telling you guys, don't sell, high and then, so don't sell low and then buy high, because a lot of people are freaking out. The markets love, panicking you. I can see it all day long. And again, a lot of times I sit here and scratch my head saying, didn't you really know? But the markets are doing pretty good today. But the reason why is right through here. Stock futures rise as oil's back below $100 a barrel. So right now, everything else is out the table. It's all going to be about oil. Okay, so we got oil down. So let's kicks cryptocurrency. Now, so this is what's telling me. Here's what's in my mind. Here's what I do each morning when I come in before I show you guys. And this is kind of a good precursor to all this. I come in, I watch the news all weekend, and it was weird because you didn't get a lot of mainstream stuff on what was going over in the Middle East. So I was like, okay, is this good or bad? So this morning I come in, the oil price is below $100 a barrel, and then you start seeing Bitcoin up. I'm like, okay, this is great news for the market because people buy Bitcoin when they're risky. When they say want more risk on, they're going to buy Bitcoin. But if you go to the market opens, let's just go over, see, it's up almost 600 points. Everything across the board's good. Why? Oil's down. Okay, so that's the biggest news for this week. The Fed's not going to do anything. Would you do anything? You had inflation, at a rate higher than you expected. You had oil prices. That was my curveball. I'm like, okay, if this lasts longer, it's not good, and especially not good for middle and lower income. Why? We all got to drive to work, drive your kids to school, drive to this, go over to here. Do you realize oil's in like everything? Your chemicals, your makeup, your tires, your everything. It's basically in all your products. So as oil goes, that's where the economy goes. That's where inflation goes.